Grace, the Global Mentor Coach, and you're at home with me. I am still settling in, but I'm getting there. I want to talk to you real quick about the cliche, or the saying, think outside the box. I disagree with that. I don't want you to think outside the box. I want you to get rid of the box. That's right. Instead of thinking outside the box, why does there have to be a box? Think as if there is no box, because the moment you picture or envision a box for you to think outside of, you've already limited yourself, because the challenge is getting beyond the box itself. But if there is no box to begin with, if there's no structure, no image of a box in your mind to begin with, you free yourself to really go there and push the envelopes of your own mind, your imagination, and everything that you could possibly consider and think of, because now there are no obstacles to consider. You just allow yourself to really be free and let it all rush out. I keep journals, I keep things to write on. I have 2 clipboards sitting here. I've got notepad 1 and, another one here. And, in addition to my planner pages, listen, allow yourself space and time to let your mind wander. Really, really brainstorm. Use your imagination. Think back to when you were a little kid. And I know for me, one of the exercises we did in elementary school was they would have us lay on the grass, because it didn't kill us, lay down and look up at the sky and imagine what the clouds look like and say, that looks like this, and oh, that one looks like that. And I would go home, and my cousins and we would do the same thing. We would just look up. We may not lay down on the ground, but we would just look. Oh, did you just see that cloud? That one looks like this and that. Why? Because it was the beginning of opening our eyes and imagination. There was no box. When you look up at the sky, it's an expanse. You can't tell where it ends or begins. You just know you can only see as far as this way and as far as that way, but it keeps going. And when you go to the beach, you go to the ocean, you go to the beach, you see where it begins with the sand. And even then there's overlap, because it depends on the tide and how close the water is coming up on the sand, on the shore. But you can kind of see where the water begins a little bit, but you do not see where it ends. It just keeps going, and it keeps going until you see the horizon. It's an expanse of water, and it just keeps going as far as the eye can see, and it's this way and then this way. It's everywhere. And that's what I want to encourage you to do with your imagination, with the way you think, with the way that you're allowing yourself to consider all of the opportunities that's coming your way in life. Don't box yourself into anything, because the moment you think about that box, you already limited your ability to think outside of the box, because there's that image in the recesses of your mind that there is a box, because now the recesses of your mind are saying, are you really thinking outside of the box? Because how big was the box to begin with? But if there is no box to begin with, boom, the imagination soars. People say, oh, the sky's the limit. The sky is not the limit. There's a whole universe that we can't even calculate how big it is. And that's the way we're supposed to be thinking, beyond any possible limit that we can imagine. There are not supposed to be any limits to how we think. And that's what I want to encourage you to do. It's 2019. Take the limits off and think as if there's nothing holding you back. If I could do anything with limitless resources, that's money, that's people, that's buildings, land, transportation, whatever it possibly could be. If I could do anything and it was all limitless, what would it be? What would that look like? Capture it on paper. Look at it over and over and over again and fill in every possible detail. But don't hold yourself back thinking, oh, that's not possible because of this. Oh, that's not possible. That's box thinking. That's limited thinking. And the goal is to be limitless. Get rid of all that stuff. Go there. Go there. Because I'm telling you, when you allow yourself to go there, man, you start seeing opportunity. You start seeing the resources. You start seeing how it could happen because you're allowing yourself to not only go there, but to really immerse yourself in it. And when you become immersed in it, it's like boom. It's like saying, if you notice when you get a car, you don't notice that how many other people have that same car until you get it. Now every turn around is this. It's the same thing with a certain color. Oh, I was the only one wearing this color. Now all of a sudden people are wearing the same color. No, people probably were already wearing the same color, but you just didn't notice it. Because you didn't train your mind to notice it. When I'm saying think limitless, train your mind to think limitless. Because when you think limitless, limitless happens in your everyday life. And that's what I want you to get to the point of doing. I want you to think limitless so you can live limitless. Have a great day, you guys.